Diamond Burnett, and we're going to jump right into A Course of Love, chapter 4, verse 18. In this you are correct, for love is nothing like your image of your life and has no resemblance to how you spend your days or the way your days will end. Love is all that is set apart in your perception from what you do here. You think this setting apart gives love little relevance to other areas of your life. Love is seen as personal, something another gives in a special way to you alone, and you to him or her. Your love life has nothing to do with your work life, your issues of survival here, your ability to achieve success, or the state of your health and general welfare. When you do not recognize what love is, even when you who do not recognize what love is, protect what you call love from illusions you have made. A thing set apart from the madness of the world is useful now. It may not be what love is, but what love is has guided you in choosing to set love apart from what you call the real world, from that which is, in fact, the sum total of what you have made. The world you struggle so to navigate is what you have made it, a place where love fits not and enters not in truth. But love has entered you and leaves you not. And so you too must have no place in this world that you have made, but must have another where you are at home and can abide within love's presence. The lucky ones among you have made a place resembling home within your world. It is where you keep love locked away behind closed doors. It is where you return after your forays into the world that you have made, and upon entering, believe you leave this world's madness outside the door. Here you feel safe and gather those you love around you. Here you share your day's adventures, make sense of what you can and leave out the rest, and here you gain the strength you need to walk outside those doors again. Another day. You spend your life intent upon retiring to this safe place you have made of love in a world of madness, and hope that you will live to see the day when you can leave the madness behind, and that you will still find love behind the doors you have passed through so many times in a journey spent earning your right to leave it no more. Some would call such a life selfish and wonder how the occupants of this semi-happy dream have earned their right to turn their backs upon the world, even for the scanty hours that you have believed that they make believe they can do so. Full-scale interaction with the world of madness is all that some are willing to accept of others or themselves. These are like the beliefs that run through our mind, or the thoughts that we have. Like if everyone's not completely suffering or completely in pain, like it's almost like, what right do you have to be happy? What right are you to have heaven on earth? And I think this is like kind of what that sentence is saying. Like our beliefs that we create is based on those thoughts. And then we create a world that is like that. These are the angry ones who would demand that others bring what love they have into the madness, to take responsibility for the mess that has been made, to attempt to restore order to chaos. Anything so that the angry ones feel less alone with what their anger shows them. Yep. Love, they say, cannot be set apart, and so they feel love not, nor see it either. Yet they too recognize love for what it is when they scream, "You cannot have it," while all of these let me go back. Yet they too recognize love for what it is when they scream, "You cannot have it," while all of these do not. You cannot hoard it to yourself when so many are in need. Everywhere you look is proof of love's difference found, the difference in your salvation. Love is not like anything or everything else that goes on here. And so Your places to worship love have been built. Your sacraments protect love's holiness. Your homes host those you love most dearly. Verse 24. Thus has your perception of love prepared you for what love is. For within you is the altar of your worship. Within you has love's holiness been protected. Within you abides the host who loves all dearly. Within you is the light that will show you what love is and keep it not set apart from life any longer. Love cannot be brought to the world of madness, nor the world of madness brought to love. But love can allow a new world to be seen, a world that will allow you to abide within love's presence. Take all the images of love set apart that you have made and extend them outside love's doors. What difference would a world of love make to those who lock their doors upon the world? How vast the reaches where the world of love could extend once love joined the world. How little need for the angry ones to retain their anger when love has joined the world. For love does join the world, and it is within this joining that love abides wholly as itself. The world is but a reflection of your inner life, the reality unseen and unprepared for by all your strategy and defenses. You prepare for everything that goes on outside yourself and nothing that occurs within. Yeah, it's like instead of looking at where we are blocking love's presence within us, we're expecting for the outside, for everything external or that seems external to us to change. And so our attention and our focus and our energy goes to changing the outside world, where the real change is, starts within us. And then the external that we believe that's outside of us, then that what we see on the outside will then change when we start reflecting on and doing the inner work within us. Okay, where was I? Okay, I think I was midway through verse 25. What difference would a world of love make to those who lock their doors upon the world? How vast the reaches where the world of love could extend once love joined the world. How little need for the angry ones to retain their anger when love has joined the world. For love does join the world, and it is within this joining that love abides wholly as itself. The world is but a reflection of your inner life, the reality unseen and unprepared for by all your strategy and defenses. You prepare for everything that goes on outside yourself and nothing that occurs within. Yet it is a joining that occurs within that brings about the joining of all the world for all the world to see. The joining of the world within is but your recognition of what love is, safe and secure within you and your brother as you join together in truth. Think you not that this joining is a metaphor, a string of pleasant words that will bring you comfort if you heed them. One more sentiment in a world where lovely words replace what they would mean. This joining is the goal you seek, the only goal worthy of love's call. Verse 27. This goal is set apart from all others as love is here. A goal that touches not on what you perceive to be a loveless world. It has no relation to the world outside of you, but every relation to the world within, where in love's presence both outer and inner worlds become as one and led beyond your vision to the world that you have seen and called your home. This foreign world where you have been so lonely and afraid will linger for a while, where this foreign world where you have been so lonely and afraid will linger for a while, where it can terrify you no longer, until finally it will fade away into the nothingness from which it came, as a new world rises up to take its place. And that is the end of chapter 4. And now we can start on chapter 5, relationship. Okay, we're going to start on verse 1. The Christ in you is wholly human and wholly divine. As the wholly divine, nothing is unknown. As the wholly human, everything has been forgotten. Thus we begin to relearn the known as the one who already possesses all. It is this joining of the human and divine that ushers in love's presence, as all that caused you fear and pain falls away and you recognize again what love is. It is this joining of the human and divine that is your purpose here, the only purpose worthy of your thought. So, Yeshua just laid out our purpose here. So, it's the joining of the human and the divine that ushers in love's presence. And we recognize love again and what love is. Okay, let's continue to verse 2. You who have so filled your mind with sadness, You who have so filled your mind with senseless wanderings and thoughts that think of nothing that is real, rejoice that there is a way to end this chaos. The world you see is chaos, and nothing in it, including your thoughts, are trustworthy. This is why your thoughts must be newly dedicated to the only purpose worthy of your thoughts, the purpose of joining with your real self, the Christ in you. It's so interesting because when I think about that sentence, or those two sentences, that the world you see is chaos and nothing in it, including your thoughts, are trustworthy. That just reminds me of, I think it was like the beginning lessons of A Course in Miracles, when it's, I think one of the lessons is nothing you see means anything, or everything you see is like, it basically, we give the meaning to everything we see, and nothing like that we're actually seeing, we're seeing in like true reality, because we're basing it from a place of lack. We're basing it on a place of need and what we've created it to be, instead of it just existing, or it just being like, just being in relationship with it. We've created the meaning of all the objects and all the things and even the people that we see. We've created like meanings for definitions for them. And so, like, our thoughts aren't trustworthy. Okay, let's keep going. Verse 3. I said earlier, it is only through union with me that you learn, because it is only in union with me that you are yourself. Now, we must expand your understanding of union and of relationship, as well as your understanding of me. Okay, let's keep going. Union is impossible without God. God is union. Is this not like saying God is love? Love is impossible without union. The same is true of relationship. God creates all relationship. When you think of relationship, you think of one relationship and then another. The one you share with this friend, or that, with husband or wife, with child or employee or parent. In thinking in these specific terms, you lose the meaning of the holy relationship. Relationship itself is holy. It's like, it's not that there's just like one relationship. It's not that it's just like one relationship based on the role that makes it holy or that makes it special. It's like relationship itself is union. It is love, and God is love, and God is union, and because of who we are and where we come from, it's holy. Like, God is relationship, and relationship is holy. So our relationship itself is holy. Okay, let's keep it on. So verse 5. Relationship exists apart from particulars. This is what you can't conceive of and what your heart must newly learn. All truth is generalizable because truth is not concerned with any of the specific details or forms of your world. You think relationship exists between one body and another. And while you think this is so, you will not understand relationship or union or come to recognize love as what it is. So what just came up in my mind was that that we see it as parts. That we see relationships in the way that we have defined them and the way that we have placed meaning on them, that we are seeing them through different bodies, or we're seeing it as one body and another body, and so we're seeing it as parts instead of seeing it as whole, instead of seeing it as like, yeah, that's the word that just keeps coming up, seeing the whole picture. When the illusions, we're seeing it in parts, we're seeing it in this or that in comparison, whereas truth is just truth, right? Truth is not, there's no parts to truth, right? Truth is just, this is truth, and it's not concerned, like Yeshua was saying here, it's not concerned with the specific details or forms of your world. So it's also like, I'm feeling too that relationship exists between like one and one thing and another. So it's almost like a third thing, and it's not based on one specific person or one specific thing or another thing. Like, I hope that makes sense. It's like, because we're already whole, and because of the, I'm trying to put it into words, but yeah, I just feel like relationship is just its own thing. Yeah. So let's keep going. Verse 6. Relationship is what exists between one thing and another. It is not one thing or another thing. It is not a third thing in terms of being a third object, but it is something separate, a third something, right? You realize that a relationship exists between your hand and a pencil. I thought I had a pencil. I was gonna like demonstrate, but yeah. You realize the relationship exists between your hand and a pencil when you go to write something down. But it is a relationship you take so completely for granted that you have forgotten that it exists. All truth lies in relationship, even one so simple as this. The pencil is not real, the pencil is not real, nor the hand that grasps it. Yet, the relationship between the two is quite real. When two or more are joined together, it's not an injunction for bodies to unite. It is a statement that describes the truly real, the only reality that exists. It is the joining that is real and that causes all creation to sing a song of gladness. No one thing exists without another. Cause and effect are one. Thus, one thing cannot cause another without there being one or joined in truth. Let me read that again. No one thing exists without another. That even reminds me of like humanity, right? It's like we're in relationship with each other because we literally can't do it alone. Like we literally can't do it alone. Like even when it comes to food, right? And like buying food, like someone grows the food, and then there are people who work at a store, and like you go buy the food at the store, and and so, and then there's drivers who drive the vegetables and the fruit to the markets, and yeah, it's like we're all in relationship. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, let me go back. It is this joining that is real and that causes all creation to sing a song of gladness. No one thing exists without another. Cause and effect are one. Thus, one thing cannot cause another without there being one or joined in truth. We are beginning now to paint you a new picture, a picture of things unseen before, but visible to your heart, if not your eyes. Your heart knows love without a vision of it. You give it form and say, I love this one, or I love that. Yet you know that love exists apart from the object of your affection. Love is set apart in a frame, not of this world. You hold objects up to capture it, to put a frame around love's vision and say, that is it. Yet, once you have it captured and hanging for all to look at and behold, you realize this is not love at all. You then begin your building of defenses, your evidence to cite to say, yes, indeed, this is love, and I have it here. It hangs upon my wall, and I gaze upon it. It is mine to own and keep and cherish. As love as it is where I can look upon it. It is real to me. I am safe. Ah, you think when you find love, now my heart is singing. Now I know what love is all about. And you attach the love you have found to the one in whom you found it and seek immediately to preserve it. And that is where, I don't know why I was like in that, but it's funny. Something just popped up. Yeah, it just reminds me of like how attached we get in like relationships. Like, this is my person, and like, you can't do this, and no, you can't do that, and you create all of these. It's like this wall, and this like this armor and this protection is built upon a relationship. And then if something happens that it's like, if something happens that goes outside of the expectation of like the rules that we've created, it's like, oh my gosh, now love is gone, and you hurt me, and yeah, it's just so this beginning of this verse is just remind me of the stories that we create and the boxes that we put love into, and we put boxes that we put like people who we're friends with, or in relationships with. They're just like these rules that we put anybody in, any boxes. Like, we put boxes around so many things, and then yeah, I don't know, my mind, I'm just seeing like shattering glass. Like, it's like after something happens that breaks those expectations or breaks those rules or breaks those beliefs that we've created, or that we're trying to uphold these certain expectations from a place of lack, from a place of doubt, from a place of seeing ourselves as like lacking, as limited, as incomplete as parts instead of whole. Yeah. Yeah, I just keep seeing like the glass shattering. So let's keep going. Where was I at? I'm going to start at verse 8 again. You think when you find love, now my heart is singing. Now I know what love is all about. And you attach the love you have found to the one in whom you found it and seek immediately to preserve it. There are millions of museums to love, far more than there are altars. Yet your museums cannot preserve love. You have become collectors rather than gatherers. Your fear has grown so mighty that all that would combat it is collected for safekeeping. Like the frame of love upon the wall, the collections that fill your shelves, whether they are of ideals or money or things to look at, are your desperate attempts to keep something for yourself away from all the rest, right? It's like the love that we're creating. Like, this is my person, and this relationship is like, yeah, it's just interesting that the words that we use to, it's almost like we smother ourselves and others in relationships and try to tie them down, and love is, that's not what love actually is in truth, or how to love. Okay, so let's keep going. In setting love apart, you recognize it had no place here, but you went on to set yourself apart and all else that you would find to define as valuable. You build your banks as well as your museums as palaces to your love, and no longer see the golden cows hiding within the palace walls. Okay, I'm going to read up to 5.10 verse 10, and then I am going to stop for today and pick up tomorrow. The urge to preserve things is but your urge to leave a mark upon the world, a mark that says, I have acquired much in my time here. These things I love are what I leave the world, and what I pass down they declare that I was here. Again, you have the right ideal, yet it is so sadly displaced as to make a mockery of who you are. Love does mark your place, but in eternity, not here. What you leave behind is never real. Love gathered together is a celebration. Love collected is but a mockery of love. This difference must be recognized and understood, as must the urge to set love apart from all the rest, for with understanding, these urges can be made to make sense. With understanding, they can begin to bring sanity to an insane world. Wow, that's really a big reframe in this paragraph, in this small paragraph. This is a very big reframe, and yeah, even though I have read this verse in this chapter before, I am just going to sit with this for the rest of the day in my heart and really just feel into Yeshua's words here. I'm going to read it again. Love gathered together is a celebration. Love collected is but a mockery of love. The difference must be recognized and understood, as must the urge to set love apart from all the rest. For with understanding, these urges can be made to make sense. With understanding, they can begin to bring sanity to an insane world. Wow. Thank you all for listening. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.